that, and then we'll get you on your way. Does that work?
This has been so fun. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure.
So this is a submission from Dan. Dan says, I beat my meat too much and my cum turned red.
I believe it is blood.
Yeah, we call that blood. We call that bleeding.
Yeah.
And do I talk to him here or do I talk to
yeah, you can talk to him.
Talk
you
to
can
him
talk
here.
right
Ahead.
All right. So,
Give it to Dan
yes,
straight.
that's bleeding or called hematospermia. Hematospermia is not usually a big deal. It needs to be evaluated. You do need to see a urologist. People worry that it means cancer, and it can, but rarely does. And it's a sign that you're traumatizing your meat, right? Whether it is
tenderizing.
yeah, whether it's
Medium rare.
urethral irritation or prostatic irritation, all of it is heading towards trouble. So you can get urethral strictures, you can get prostatitis, you can get urethritis. All these things can be part of excessive beating. And to that point, you may actually have sex addiction, right, or porn addiction, and that's a really intense problem. You might sort of look up online. There's a lot of Zoom meetings. You don't have to even turn your camera on. People that help you manage that kind of stuff, called SLA, Sex and Love Addicts Anonymous.
Love it.
Beautiful.
I mean, I don't have anything to add.
Yeah. All right, we got a
I was
question.
trying to wonder how we would have answered that.
Oh, we were like, man, hey, come on.
As long as it doesn't get on the sheets, get a Tide to Go pen. You good.
I mean, you talk about beat your meat. I mean, maybe cook that shit at 375.
Smash
you know
burger.
what I mean?
Keep smashing that burger.
Yeah. Ground beef.
All right, we got a
We should
question.
do that. How would we answer?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
We have to leave the room for it.
All right, we got a question here from Allie, and she says, I've been sober from weed for over 3 years. If I swallow cum from a guy who smokes weed, would I fail a drug test?
Oh, interesting. I don't believe so. Congratulations on sobriety. My daughter's got nearly a year and a half sober too from weed. Weed is a problem for some people. It is taking people out because it's so powerful now, the stuff that's out there. So if you're dabbing, look into it.
Once you bust out the blowtorch, you go
once
find
you're
a reflection.
That's sort of a sign that you're crossing into a different territory. I'm sure there's some in semen, but I doubt there's enough to adulterate a drug test, number one. And it's certainly not enough to get high. But however, amphetamine is concentrated about 7 times the level of the blood. So amphetamine, and I've occasionally heard people insist that they get high from opiate exposure. So I don't know, I have an opinion about the opiates, but amphetamines, you would get a dose of that.
Amphetamines meaning, is that like Adderall? Meth.
Adderall.
So if you swallow someone's semen that's
If
been
you can
doing
get
meth,
hard
you
on
get
meth,
high on
then
meth.
that's the more
You will get a little bit.
important thing.
What's that?
If you can get hard on Adderall or meth, that's the more important thing. It's a stimulant.
Stimulants are a very strange thing that way. Some of them, they shut people down.
Yeah.
As you might
I am
imagine.
shut down.
Other people get highly more aroused by it. It's weird.
Yeah. I mean, because when I take Adderall, my penis looks like a Mike and Ike.
It's common.
It's
common.
Yeah. I mean, I literally am fucking myself when I'm on
I pee
Adderall.
down
Why
my
do you take
leg.
Adderall? Just for
Editing. Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah. No.
I'm trying to
I
figure
don't
out
do it- I don't do it a lot.
Do you know what the generic name for Adderall is?
God's
Help?
semen. Both funny answers. Thank you.
I don't.
Dextroamphetamine.
So it's
Dextro?
like
Amphetamine.
it's like like the virgin
one of the THC.
CBD of weed. But
That's
strong.
being kind to it. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's
It's a
It's
very
meth.
close amphetamine relative. Yeah.
All right. I don't do it often.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
me
more
neither.
like one of the congeners of THC. You know, there are many different THC.
Gotcha.
Right.
More like one of those.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'll cut it out. My mom just got diagnosed with, she's just turning 60 and she just got diagnosed adult ADHD and she has a bunch of Adderall.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's crazy to be 60 on Adderall. Just
Yeah,
nutting the fuck
I'm not
out
a
of
big,
life.
I'm not a
I'm
big
gonna walk the dog
fan.
again.
If she uses it occasionally and it's properly done, I guess, but I'm not a big fan of adult ADHD
think it's
treatment
daily
with
she takes it.
stimulants. It's what?
It's daily.
Yeah, I'm sure it worked. Does she have an alcoholic heritage
No.
somewhere? No. All right. Well, maybe it might work for her, but I don't know. I'm very cautious.
I think
with
it's a
adult,
really low dose.
adult ADHD.
I'm
Be
curious.
super
I'll
cautious.
take some when I go back home.
Super cautious.
See where you're at.
All
All
right.
right, we got a couple more. This is from Mike, and he says, "I'm insecure about my size, and it's affecting my marriage. I don't believe my wife when she tells me it's fine."
All right, what do we do with these guys? So there's a weird thing about the male is that the penis becomes a surrogate for the self. If I feel diminished, my penis, I obsess about the size of my penis because I don't feel big enough. It's
Right.
weird how much that connection
And
is
you
there.
buy a Ford F-350.
Yeah, and they can't be reassured. Even if they have a big penis, they start feeling still diminished, small.
Interesting.
Wow.
And so, what do we do with this guy? How do we make him feel better? I would say look elsewhere than your penis. You know, what are you doing with your career? What are you doing for work? Why are you feeling so diminished by yourself? Believe your fucking wife. She's
you're
she's
married.
not gonna. She's not gonna. She is there because she wants to be with you.
And also, real quick, like I know the emotion in the ocean. That's the only part that matters. But it really does. Like there are
some women's size really matters.
Yes.
Right. It really does, and they either have a preference or they really need that in order to feel sexually satisfied. That's not a large number of women, but it's some, and it's not his wife, or they wouldn't be married. They would not be married.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You wouldn't have even.
And those that don't. And by the way, yours on Loveline, way more complaints about too big than too little. Way more. Because way too big, you can't do anything about.
You can't park a U-Haul in a compact space.
It just hurts.
Yeah.
Wow.
So let's be happy.
Yeah, you're married. That's the best. I think.
Look at your I don't want to say self-esteem because that's kind of a loaded term, but your sense of yourself in the world. Let's build that up.
Yeah, and let's start with how much your wife loves you and your cock.
Thank you.
Let's start with that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, so now we